Hello friends, and welcome back to our homestead. Today I'm harvesting this beautiful, very fragrant herb. It's oregano. Everyone knows oregano. You know, the pizza sauce and oregano is going to be there. But I'm not after oregano itself today. I am after these little flowers, the oregano flowers. They're so fragrant, very mild. Oh, they're fantastic. So I'm just gonna harvest a bunch and I'm gonna bring it to my porch as always, and I'm gonna tell you all about it and how we can use it and how we can preserve it and how we can enjoy it. Oregano flowers. In my language, we call it dushica. Dusha means soul, something that is so aromatic, that's going to please the soul. Dushica. Many of us know oregano. Oregano is fantastic herb in the kitchen, right? Fantastic. We add it to so many dishes. It's savory cooking, fantastic. And it has a very particular aroma of oregano. I have made many videos about oregano, and one of them was my first video that I have posted on my YouTube channel was how to make oregano tincture. And when I make tinctures, I make in bulk. I make a lot because it lasts a long time. So it's funny, I made that video 6 years ago, and then I finally ran out of my tincture last year. And so last year I made another big batch just like this, and it's going to be stored in a dark, you probably can't see it, but this glass is actually green, but it doesn't matter if it's green or clear. It stays in a dark apothecary closet, okay? And then when you're using it, it should be in an amber bottle like this with a dropper. That's how tinctures are used, okay? And if you would like to see how to make a tincture extraction with oregano using 100 proof vodka, I will link that video somewhere up here on a screen. Click on it and you can take a look. What I am after today is not the oregano itself, even though there's some leaves here, and leaves and flowers, it's what is used of oregano. I am after the flowers today, because making tea out of oregano is not exactly enjoyable, but making tea from the flowers is very much fragrant and enjoyable. Oregano, and just like the flowers as well, they are very medicinal, and there are active constituents that we always after. So the common constituents are carvacrol, thymol, there's a lot of flavonoids here, phenolic acid, and it's often used in different preparations to treat antibacterial, antifungal issues. Also, it is often used in a combination with other herbs for respiratory health. So anytime any of us has cold or flu, pneumonia, cough, bronchitis, laryngitis, any of that, it is being used in the preparations. So that's oregano. Those are the leaves. Let me show you a branch with lots of leaves, okay? So those are the leaves of oregano. Okay, that's what we're talking about, these little leaves. And you can dry them, and you can go ahead and use them in culinary when you're cooking any kind of meat. Chicken is very good, or you can put it in your tomato sauce during canning. It's fantastic. But like I said, today I'm after these flowers, these pale purple little flowers. That's what I really want, and that's what I'm really after. So since I already have tinctures and I already have dried leaves available at home, I'm not going to be working on those. What I'm really after is these little flowers. And these little flowers, once they're dried, very nicely dried, you can add them to your tea, herbal tea combination, and it's going to give a really nice fragrance. My sister had a beautiful garden, and in her garden she always had oregano growing, Italian oregano and Greek oregano, and these white flowers or little purple flowers, they are fantastic. And when you dry them, oh my goodness, you open the jar, it just smells so good. So what I'm doing right now, I'm literally just taking off the tops And I'm putting everything on a dehydrating trays just like this because I would like to dehydrate it so it's nice and safe to be stored, to be used in my tea combination. Oregano is a fantastic immunosupport herb. So anytime, as soon as the fall approaches, I know I have to have enough oregano stored up because it's a go-to when anybody has cold, flu, any first symptoms. Oh, Mom, I think my throat is a little sore. Boom, we're gonna go after oregano, and you can use tinctures. But like I said, making a tea or infusion out of oregano is not exactly enjoyable unless you're using flowers. Flowers have much milder aroma and taste than the leaves, okay? So this is why I'm going after the flowers. I just realized that I may be at the end of the season when it comes to blossoming. We've had pretty bad weather for the last few days and I couldn't harvest anything because it was raining, but I think that these flowers on its last leg. Literally just last week there were more blossoms, but now it's less blossoms. But it is what it is. It's almost going into seed-like little stems. But it's okay. I think I caught it before it's too late. As I've mentioned, oregano has antimicrobial and antifungal properties. Therefore, oregano can be used internally and externally. Of course, there are precautions, and I will get to that in a minute because there are precautions. But oregano can be also used externally, okay? Externally, because you can make a poultice out of it. And what is a poultice? A poultice is when you take, if it's fresh plant like this, it needs to be cut up really, really, really fine into tiny, tiny little pieces. Sometimes I literally put it just in a food processor and allow the food processor to break it up for me. If you don't have a food processor, then just with a knife, cutting it very, very fine into paste-like substance. And then that can be applied externally, okay, externally. It can be mixed with a little bit of oil or with a little bit of honey and applied externally. So any kind of fungal thing going on, this is your friend. So, ringworm. You know when that rash that appears in a circular appearance? Okay, ringworm, it's really a fungal infection and it has to be treated with an antifungal ointments or creams or whatnot. So this is why making a poultice using oregano, whether it's fresh or dried, mixing it with a little bit of honey and applying it, wrapping it and keeping it on and changing it every day, that dressing, is a very good remedy for ringworm. Okay, so also anything else fungal going on, any other fungal going on, oregano is your friend. So oregano can be used internally, of course. So yeast overgrowth, you know what I'm talking about? Yeast overgrowth, when people have that poochy belly, craving sugars, getting external rashes frequently in a warm places like the groin, under the breast. So these people may have an overgrowth of yeast. Of course, it should be diagnosed properly, so don't take my word for it. But oregano is often used in the preparations internally to combat yeast overgrowth. So it's really, really good. All right, so I'm just ripping, like I said, just the buds. That's all I need right now. And I'm going to dehydrate it on the lowest setting in my dehydrator. My dehydrator has different temperature settings, and it actually mentions the herb. And the herb is the lowest knob on my dehydrator. People often write to me and they ask me if there's any other way that they can dehydrate herbs, and can they hang it in bunches like this and hang it and allow it just air dry. And the short answer, yes, it's possible, but it all depends on where you live. Okay, it has to be dark place, away from the sunlight. It has to be very good ventilation, and it cannot be humid. Unfortunately, here in New England, where I live, it's a very humid summer. So drying herbs that way is actually pretty dangerous because you can, the tips may look dry, the leaves may look dry, but the stem is still bendy. And if the stem is still bendy, that means that it's fluid in a small amounts is still trapped inside of a stem. So if you package it and put it away and then later on you open it and there's like powdery mold inside, the whole batch is bad. You have to throw it away, and it's very sad. That has happened to me in the past. So I know that hanging that way doesn't always work. Now, is there a way of dehydrating it without a dehydrator and using some other devices? Yes, it's possible. So you can probably obtain one of those portable closets that you zip up from Walmart or Target where you can hang your clothing. It's one of those like plastic cloth-like closets, portable closets with shelving. You can try to put your herbs there and place a dehydrator inside that closet. And then that dehydrator has to run day and night until everything is nice and dry. It will be a little longer than a dehydrator, but that did I say dehydrator? I mean dehumidifier, sorry. You have to place a dehumidifier inside there. And that dehumidifier is going to be removing the moisture from that closet, and all of those herbs should be giving out their moisture as well. But I'm using a dehydrator. My dehydrator has a setting for herbs and it works very well. Oregano is often used in combination with other herbs to aid in coughing up as an expert. So it helps to cough up secretions from the lungs. So it's often mixed with mullein and with thyme. It's mixed together because it's so wonderful for respiratory health. It helps you to cough up that junk from the lungs. Also, as you know, I'm a believer that God is a wonderful, amazing creator. And when he creates something, it has a multi-purpose use, okay? So, yes for respiratory health, yes for fungus, yes for bacterial infections, but also it is a fantastic aid for digestion. It helps to stimulate appetite and it aids in digestion. So oregano is a fantastic herb. Like I mentioned before, you're probably not going to enjoy the infusion out of oregano, but oregano flowers are much milder, much calmer, much more forgiving. So if you add them to your tea combination, oh, the aroma is fantastic. The whole house will fill with aroma. So oregano likes to grow up on the hills, crawling up the hills kind of thing. It likes warm climates, and it grows wild. So it even has another name, a common name, as a wild marjoram. So I know that some Russian herbalists, once they find a patch in the forest or in a field, wherever they find a patch of wild marjoram, dushitsa, they keep that in such tight secret, because once you find it, that means it will come back again next year, and they don't share the location with anyone else. It's their location to go and harvest this beautiful herb. So I'm just piling up all on a tray like this to go into a dehydrator. I'm going to check the dehydrator every few hours to make sure that they don't get overly done, because you don't want to cook them, okay? We want them to be nice and dry and crisp, and then store them in a glass jar, tight, away from the sunlight, and of course, always labeled, because we don't want to make a mistake what it is. Okay, I mentioned to you in the beginning of the video that I will mention precautions. So, yes, there are precautions for oregano and for oregano flowers as well. One of the precautions is that pregnant mamas must be careful, because it may interfere with clotting and with bleeding, so it is often not recommended to pregnant mamas. However, it is often used for young women who have just started having the menstrual cycles and they're still kind of irregular. So oregano is used to help them to regulate their menstrual flow. All right, so I'm just getting the flowers. That's all I need. All right, friends. Well, I'm going to keep working on a porch here for much, much longer. I love being here with my herbs. It's aromatic. It's relaxing. It's fantastic. So I want to encourage you as well to learn more about herbs. And learning is not just signing up for a class. It's also getting your hands dirty, going and foraging, going and visiting herbal farms. But it's also getting copies of herbal books, the tangible, the real herbal books. If you're interested to know which ones I like, I will leave in a description box the links where you can buy them from. And having a tangible, a real book with pages that you can flip, highlight, and use it, because you can save so much on your phone, okay? But as you know, those electronic devices, we have it today, we may not have them tomorrow. And things can be altered what is posted online. But when you have a textbook or a book that is tangible, that you can actually have in your library, it is something that no one can take away. So I am urging you, please invest in a few good books. And I am going to leave those links for you, which books I recommend. I have many, many books. But those I really like because due to ease of reading and learning and with colored pictures, those are fantastic. All right, on this note, friends, I hope you're encouraged. Encouraged to learn about herbs, encouraged to use herbs, and know if they're safe for you and useful for you. So always talk to your doctors or your providers so they can look up and see if it's an herb for you or not for you. On this note, friends, be encouraged and try something new.